Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sabrina, and in this video, I will be doing a paint with me. I will be doing a paint with me of this painting. It is titled Coping, and yeah, I managed to get a lot more footage than I thought I would. Usually it's hard for me to film myself painting because it kind of takes me out of the zone, but I'm really excited to show you my process. So yeah, let's get straight into it. This is what I have for the finished sketch. I'm so excited to do this. I don't know why, it's just this idea popped in my head and I was like, I need to draw that. Yeah, I'm really excited to get started on that. All I have to do is print that off so I can put some transfer paper underneath it and transfer it. I am ultra excited about the dusty rose background. I usually don't do like very dull colors. I tend to gravitate towards like pastel-ish colors in my work and sometimes like really bright colors, but I don't know, I really want to experiment with doing more subdued, like low saturated colors and kind of experiment with that in my paintings. So I started this painting off using acrylic inks. I just wanted to put down a base real quick just so I'm not working on a white canvas. Having my canvas toned really helps me when it comes to judging value, and I also love the quinacridone magenta that shows through. It's so beautiful. Since the top layers are done in oil and it's a bit thicker, most of the underpainting will probably be covered up, but that's fine. For the oil, I am using Holbein water-soluble oils. I love these paints. They are creamy and packed with pigment. I'm so happy that I'm working with oils again. I stopped for like a few years because acrylic was faster for me, especially with smaller paintings. I do like how you can just keep layering with acrylic paint, but oh my god, does it dry so fast. In order to manipulate acrylics, you constantly have to keep them wet, and I actually end up wasting a lot of paint because once I squeeze it onto my palette and it dries, it's pretty much useless. But with oil, I can take an hour break and come back and the paints are still wet, even after a couple of days. There's something buttery and calming about oils. And I know this sounds kind of weird, but I kind of like the smell of them. It might be an association thing because oil was the first paint that I sort of fell in love with, and working on this painting brought that love to the surface again. I would compare it to that old friend you had like long ago. It's been a long time since you've hung out. It's probably weird at this point, but once you finally see each other again, you are reminded of why you were so fond of that person in the first place. I don't know, maybe this is what I needed for my burnout. I definitely mentioned this in my last video, kind of going through a little bit of a crisis. So I'm 27, gonna be 28 in December, and I just feel really weird about life. For the past couple of months, I have thought about and even tried to get a part-time day job just for more stability. I'm gonna be honest, doing art full-time was definitely more for improving my skills and building a portfolio rather than a way for financial stability. For me, it is definitely a double-edged sword. I get to have so much time to build my presence as an artist, but at the same time, only making enough money to scrape by. It is my choice at the end of the day. There is no one to blame but myself, but 2023 has been a year of surprises centered around money, and sometimes I think if I should keep doing art full-time. Am I quitting art? Absolutely not. It is a very important facet of my life, and I do not have the capability to give it up. I really hope that the phrase "your 30s is the new 20s" is true. I made a status on my Facebook pretty much expressing my stress as a late 20s individual, and somebody commented, and I'm paraphrasing at this point, that your 20s is the decade of just figuring shit out. At this point, I have spent more years not an adult than I have as an adult, if that makes sense. So it's important to give yourself some grace, as cheesy as that sounds. I have this weird feeling often. I don't know if this is something that like other artists go through as well, but sometimes I will like wake up or just like any time pretty much during the day, I will feel like my art just like isn't important enough. I don't know, because like as an adult, you get pressured to make something of yourself and just do big things. And for me, I only went to community college for 2 years. I ended up taking a break from college just to focus on working and kind of like building my social skills and stuff like that. I just needed to make money and learn how to live on my own. Let's see, where was I going with this? Oh yeah, but sometimes I just don't feel like important enough. It's just like sometimes I feel like I should be doing something more like helps people, but then I have to remind myself that not every job on this earth has to be like directly helping people. And I also have to remind myself that art does help people, even if it isn't directly. I could still be inspiring people. You could still be inspiring people, you know, whether you're a poet, painter, musician, fill in the blank. I don't know. I feel like I'm just like word vomiting at this point. But yeah, those are just some of my thoughts.